Dear students, today we are going to learn about our Earth. Already you know, Earth is one of the planet. We are all human beings living on this Earth. Not only human beings, millions of animals, birds and other small microorganisms, all they are living on this Earth. Do you know when human life evolved on the Earth? Human life evolved on the Earth over 1 lakh million years ago. Over 1 lakh million years ago, human life evolved on the Earth. So today we are going to learn about the internal structure of the Earth. See, we are all living on this Earth. So generally we are all very enthusiastic about what is the inside of the Earth. That is called internal structure. So today we are going to learn about the internal structure of the Earth. See, the Earth which we are living, the Earth is made up of 3 main layers. One is crust, second mantle, third core. So the Earth is made up of 3 main layers. What are the 3 main layers? Crust, mantle and core. So let us learn one by one. Crust. This is the first layer of the Earth. Crust. Crust is the outer part of the Earth. Outer part. Outer part means presently all human beings, birds, animals, all living beings, they are living on the outer part. That outer part of the Earth is called crust. Have you understand? So what is crust? Crust means outer part of the Earth. Outer part of the Earth which we are living. Outer part of the Earth which we are living is called crust. Do you know what is the depth of the crust? The depth of the crust is 100 kilometers. 100 kilometers is the depth of the crust. So the depth is 100 kilometers. And what it consists? Crust consists mainly various kinds of rocks. What are there inside the crust? There are various kinds or different kinds of rocks we can find in crust. Various kinds of rocks. So tell me, what are the characteristics of crust? Crust means, what is the crust? What is the definition of crust? Crust is the outer part of the Earth and the depth is 100 kilometers. What it consists? It consists different kinds of rocks. Okay, right. Now, what is the second layer? The second layer of the Earth is mantle. Do you know what is the depth of the mantle? See, crust depth is 100 kilometers. It starts from 100 kilometers to the depth of the mantle is 100 kilometers to 2,900 kilometers. 2,900 kilometers. So here, mantle, this is a pliable layer. What is pliable? Pliable means it can easily bend. Mantle is a pliable layer over which crust floats. It means here which layer is floating on which layer? Crust is floating on mantle. See, this is outer part. This is crust. This is crust, outer part. This is mantle, second layer. This is mantle. Which type of layer it is? Upper part. This is upper part of the mantle. This is a pliable layer. It can easily bend. So this over which means here on the upper part of the mantle, crust floating. So here which is floating? Crust is floating on the upper part of the mantle. So the crust which we are living, it means the outer part of the earth which we are living. What is happening? It is floating. It is floating. It is not fixed at one place. What is happening? Crust is floating on the mantle. On which part of the mantle? Crust is floating on the upper part of the mantle. Upper part of the mantle is which kind of layer? It is a pliable layer. So on which crust is floating. Have you understand? So what is the depth? 100 kilometers to 2900 kilometers. So which type of layer it is? It is a pliable layer over which is floating? Crust is floating on the mantle. Right? Yes. What it consists? So crust consists different kinds of rocks. What about mantle? It consists different kinds of chemicals. It consists chemicals. Which type of chemicals? Like silicates. The chemicals are called silicates. So what are there in the mantle? In the mantle we can find chemicals. What kind of that chemicals are called? Silicates. Okay? Right. That's about the mantle. And let us see, if you go deep inside the earth, there we can find one more layer, that is core. So first we will learn about the depth of the core. It exists at a depth of 2,900 kilometers to 6,376 kilometers. 6,076 kilometers. This is the depth of the core. What is the depth of the core? 2,900 kilometers to 6,376 kilometers is the depth of the core. What it consists? It consists dense and heavy substances. Dense and heavy substances. Dense and heavy substances. What are the dense and heavy substances? Like iron and nickel. Iron and nickel. It consists dense and heavy substances like iron and nickel. So again, this core is classified into, it is divided into two sublayers. Core is again divided into two sublayers. What are the two sublayers? One is outer core and second one is inner core. So core is again divided into two sublayers. One is outer core and inner core. What is the depth of the outer core? Outer core depth is 2,900 to 5,100 kilometers. 2,900 to 5,100 kilometer is the depth of the outer core. It consists, here we can find liquid metals. What kind of metals we can find here? Liquid metals like nickel and iron. They are in the form of liquid. Nickel and iron we can find in the outer core. What about inner core? What is the depth of the inner core? It starts from 5,100 to 6,376 kilometers. It is the depth of the solid inner core. It is made up, this solid inner core is made up of different kinds of iron compounds. What are those iron compounds and heavy substances? So here we can find gold, right? So these are the two broad layers, two sub-layers of the core, outer core and inner core. So this is the information about crust, mantle and core. So what are these three? These three are the internal structure or three main layers of the earth. The earth is made up of by main three layers. These are the three layers. These are the internal structure of the earth. See, if we assume the entire earth is, the volume of the earth is 100%. Volume of earth is 100%. Here the crust occupies, the crust forms 1%. Crust forms only 1%. Mantle 16%, and core forms 83%. So it means if we assume the volume of the earth is 100%, crust occupies 1% only. Crust occupies only 1%. The present, the outer part of the earth crust, it occupies only 1%. What about mantle? 16%. Then core, the deepest layer of the earth, it occupies 83%. It occupies 83%. Right? Totally, the earth is made up of 3 main layers. Totally, these 3 main layers consist 100%. Right? Yes. See, we have now here, if we compare the earth with an egg, if we assume that the size of the earth is equal to the size of an egg. Now we are comparing the earth with an egg. If we are assuming the size of the earth is equal to the size of an egg, the thickness of the crust is just about the thickness of the shell of an egg. See, we can find the shell of an egg. Where is the shell? The shell of an egg is outer part. Outer part of the egg is called shell. So the crust is about the thickness of the shell. Here the crust is comparing the shell of an egg. Right? So this is the information about internal structure of the earth.